What's up, y'all? It's Live Media, and we back. The dynamic duo is back. Ricky, how you feeling? How you feeling? How you feeling?
Man, it's been a week, man. Got a lot
Yeah,
going on.
yeah. Me too. Me too. Me
A
too.
lot going on, but you know what? We back, and this what we here for. This what we here for. So let's do
All
this.
right, all right, all right. Hey, man, we got a good one for y'all today, man. It's gonna be a funny one because I got some things to say. NIL is out of control. We we had a video probably about a couple months back saying
Right,
how the regulations around it is going to be crazy. Well, the unregulated NIL is crazy.
right.
And it's coming back full circle because how you how you say his name? Nico, I'ma leave y'all.
I I really don't know how to say it, but hey, we can roll with that though. Nico, I'm
Man, listen.
y'all because
Nico,
look,
a big Nico, I'ma leave y'all. So he was a 5-star recruit. He was the second best quarterback in his class coming out. He had offers from all over the country: Tennessee, Oregon, Alabama, Oklahoma State. You name it. Any school, he had it.
right,
So coming out and said he had an NIL evaluation of like 8.1 million in high school. Some crazy number like that. Because in California, NIL exists for high schoolers. So he already had like deals coming in going crazy. So he got to Tennessee. He signed like it was like 2 million a year at Tennessee. So they was okay. He making
2.4, 2.4.
2.4. Okay, so it was 2.4 per year at Tennessee, and then he didn't even start his freshman year. I don't think.
Right. I don't. Yeah.
So he was still making the money. It wasn't even a starter. So last season, his sophomore season, he became a starter. Um, what was Tennessee's record? I forgot.
They made the playoffs. I think they had 3 losses. So
They were 10-3,
9-3,
9-3. Okay, yeah. So they was nine
something
and
like that.
three.
Yeah, something like that.
If we look at Nico's stats, like specifically, it wasn't like It wasn't Heisman quality stats. It wasn't no. Matter of fact, it wasn't even no Shador Sanders. It wasn't no Cam Ward stats. It wasn't no Jackson Dart. Matter of fact, we can keep it in the SEC. It wasn't Jalen Milroe stats. It wasn't Jackson Dart stats. It was like, oh, I just come in and I'm a game manager. Shout out to Cam Newton.
Right.
that's what it been. I just
Right.
basically been a game manager. We got an elite running back, so all I gotta do is take care of the football. So I got the
Right.
stats right here. So he had 63% as a completion rating. That's 213 passes completed to 334 attempts. He had 2,616 yards,
Mm-hmm.
19 touchdowns, and 5 interceptions.
Right.
But he's looking for 4 million. He's not.
Right.
He's not on a quarterbacks to watch list. The only
Right.
the SEC quarterback that's on the quarterbacks to watch list goes to South Carolina. It's not him.
And 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 then they got blew out in the playoff game too.
Exactly. So
They played
nobody
Ohio
checking for
State.
him.
Right.
So for him to ask for 4 million and he's not even top three quarterback in the SEC because that belongs to Lenore Sellers, DJ Lagway, and
This is the
um
problem, right? But
and
this
the
the
other boy.
but this is the problem, though, right? The problem is not that he asking for the money. The problem is that somebody had to tell him the money's out there. Somebody had to break whatever rule in college football and message them on the side like, "Hey, you come here, we would have give you 4." That's why he went and asked for 4
Matter of fact,
because
I think I had seen that. It was like Ohio State, Oregon, UCLA. No, not UCLA. Ohio State, Oregon, and it was another team. It was like, hey, we can give you 4 if you come over here.
right
But I think
because fuck DJ Ugasari he get he get he get the NIL wherever he go and he never produced. It don't even really matter. So it's like you can't really be mad at him as a person thinking, all right, bro. If he get Carson Beck, he like, bro, Carson Beck been a game manager, bro.
But
If he
Carson Beck won a national championship.
as a game, but he wasn't the reason
But
they won that.
but then that's the thing. Even in NFL, if you lead your team to the Super Bowl or to the playoffs, you gonna get the money. Look at Daniel Jones. He get the $40 million a year. Look at Blake Bortles
He
from
made,
2017 Jacksonville. He got the big contract and he whack.
but they made Pro Bowls though. They Blake Bortles made a Pro Bowl that year, and so did
He did.
thing. The Pro Bowl meant more than the Super Bowl. We've seen quarterbacks win the Super Bowl and then get cut. Like that's happened in history. Doug Williams is a great example for Washington.
But matter of fact, okay, wait, okay, so let me say this. These boys out here thinking it's sweet. Oh, he held out. He held out right before the spring game. You mean to tell me you went through the first week of practice, but the second week of practice, you was like, nah, I'm a hold out. Before your spring game, before the team can evaluate who everybody got, and they think, and he thought, oh yeah, they gave me 2.4. I'm the best quarterback here. They gotta give me more to keep me happy. The boy said, we don't care if I'm looking at the list of quarterbacks right now. We don't care if Ryan Damoron on the roster. We don't care if Jake Merkelinger on the roster. We don't care if Gaston Moore on the roster. You don't even know who them people is.
Right.
They don't care. They say, Nico, we about to abandon you. Well, we can go in the portal and go get somebody else. Or we can just use the 3 quarterbacks we got behind you. We don't you don't got to play hardball with us.
See, this is the problem, right? The problem with NIL is if you're not going to the league, it can be catastrophic because nobody's thinking about. So they took his scholarship, right? Which then means he can't. He couldn't play for Tennessee even without the money because they took his scholarship. So he has no choice but to transfer. See, they're not even thinking about that part because now take your scholarship, another school, you have to go to another school. And now the other schools know that you were in a situation where
you're begging for money. So now you can't hardball with them. They can hardball with you.
Yeah, they could be like, you know what? We're gonna give you 1.6 just because you can't go back to Tennessee at this point. You know
exactly.
And you lost the scholarship. And now if you ain't going to the league, you lost the education too. So you better hope you definitely for a fact gonna be in the league.
I mean, okay, so when you said that, it was a rumor that I heard that I read. It was like people in his camp and Nico's camp, they don't believe he's an NFL caliber quarterback. So they've been trying to get all the money they could in college.
That makes sense.
Because the money drops off after the 3rd round so hard that if you get selected in the 6th round, anybody in the 5th, 6th, and 7th round, your total contract is like $2 or $3 million, but divided over the 4 years, you only seen a couple $100,000.
No, for sure.
So it's like the money he was making in high school, then the first year in college, it was like, all right, on your skill set, you might not receive a good contract coming out because you're going to probably be a backup. Either you're going to be a backup or you're going to be a camp body. So it's like, it seems like the camp got too greedy too fast. Like if he was producing sub Heisman numbers, okay, matter of fact, I got the top 15 quarterbacks in SEC for 2025 pull up right now. And I can read you who they got in the top 5 and their stats, their career stats compared to Nico's career stats. So the best one coming out, matter of fact, I'll start at 5. How about that? Start at 5 and work our way down. DJ Lagway. So he had 5. He was a true freshman.
You
So he
going
had
from
19.
5 to 1? When you say
I'm
start
going
at
from
5?
5. I'm
Oh,
5
yeah,
to
yeah,
1.
yeah. Go
So we
ahead, go
got
ahead.
DJ Lagway. So his freshman season, so you a freshman, you're thrown into it. So he had 1,900 yards, 12 passing touchdowns, and 9 interceptions, but 51 rushes, 51 attempts on carries, and 101 yards. But then he had got hurt.
Yeah, I
So
remember
like,
that.
okay, so he's at 5, and that's 5. So let's see what 4 is. 4 is Garrett Nussenmeyer
From
from
LSU.
LSU.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
So in his career, he got okay. So last
He
year
could have,
he had
he could have entered the draft this year too, but I think he
he
probably
he
would have
very,
got
he
some money.
very well could have, but he probably trying to increase his stock, and that makes sense. He's a 50th senior,
Yeah,
so he led. So he was like, so he had 4,000 passing yards and 29 touchdowns and 12 interceptions. I'm giving 4 million of that. I'm not giving 4 million to somebody who only throw 19, who only throw 29. And only throw 14 touchdowns. I'm not giving that money. You got Arch Manning. He sat. He sat for 2 years.
yeah.
I, and what we all saw in the games he did play last year, it was like, oh, he might be worth by 3.5.
Right,
Just based on that. And he's entering the season as a favorite to win the Heisman. Nico he's not entering the season as a favorite. Then at 2, you got Lenore Sellers. He got 66 completion rating. He got 2,600 yards passing, 20 touchdowns, and 7 interceptions. But he had 171 carries, 725 yards on the ground, and 8 touchdowns. But you will say like, well, no, cheese. That's the yards and the touchdowns and the interceptions. They're kind of the same. Yeah, but he was so electric down the stretch that they were saying that Lenore should have been in the Heisman conversation the last 5 weeks of the season because he was just so dynamic.
right.
They're not saying that about you, Nico. They're not.
But
Then you
but
got go ahead.
but the bigger issue though, I think though, still it is a bit unfair to him because when you bring up the stats of other people, you know, the the NIL money don't match with the coaches either. But in the NFL, it does.
Yeah.
So when you pay a person a lot of money in the NFL, teams are going to try to make them produce. Like Russ. Russ is a perfect example. Russell Wilson.
Mm-hmm.
You can see teams trying to make him throw the ball to try to get the money that they paid for because now you don't have that money to give that to people. NIL don't work like that. You can get the NIL deal from whoever, and the coach might be like, but he ain't that good. Or the coach might like him, put him on the bench. You get NIL money and you on the bench. That don't happen in the league.
It
You know what I'm
don't.
saying? So now the players, it's a to me, it's a misstep somewhere in the way NIL is made up because the players are now thinking so much about the money, they're not thinking about the future. So now for some players, rather than saying I ain't good at I'm not good enough to make the NFL, so I'm gonna work harder to make the NFL. Some of them just
Mm-hmm.
say, well, if I ain't good enough, I'm gonna just stay in college as long as I can. I'll be a 7-year senior if I got to, right? And
Right.
get money, and that's kind of messing up the sport a bit. So they got to figure out a way to make the coaches, the athletic department, and the NIL money work in lockstep. They can't just be having people just saying, "Hey, I'm a booster. I want to donate this money."
Right.
And now because if that's the case, the NIL need to be more like a contract where it's like once you sign, this all you getting. You signed it for 4 years. You locked in at that price. If your stock goes up, the only way you could get more money is if you transfer. And if you transfer, what they need to do is make it so that even if you transfer, you can't get you shouldn't be able to get like the money added on top of the money you already. You know what I'm saying? Like it shouldn't be like
You
okay,
have to do a whole new. You got to do a
yeah,
whole
like
new deal.
Because if they do make them sign and say, hey, for 3 years, you gonna get 3 years, you get 6 million. So you gonna get 2 years, 2 mil each year, and then a person get to year 2 and be like, well, I'm gonna transfer to LSU. Then LSU
Yeah,
give you
that should
5,
stop.
and then it's gonna be they need to
Yeah,
figure out a way to like make the players do that because then the integrity of like the team and everything is going to be better. Now, I know that's not an easy job because you're going to constantly have new 5-star recruits coming in. And if
yeah,
the best player in high school want to come to your school, you're going to be like, F what I'm paying him in NIL. He the best player in high school. I want him.
right.
So
And
I
I'll get him on the 1.5 or on the 1.9 versus paying you the 2.7.
right. And
So
so
okay, so you
go
got one
ahead.
more thing to say?
No, go ahead.
All right, so before we wrap this up, so this report came out 4 hours ago that I found a couple minutes ago.
Okay.
So Nico committed to UCLA, but the deal ain't done yet. So right now they're saying that
Oh
from
yeah,
yeah
the transfer
from
portal opened up today. I think today's the first
no
day.
no it opened yesterday,
Yesterday. Okay, cool.
but from Chris Lowe from ESPN, he's saying that UCLA is sitting tight. They ain't really worrying about money because he ain't really got no more D1, like not D1, but major top program
That one, yeah,
offers. So
yeah,
UCLA is like, okay, North Carolina backed out, Tulane backed out. All you really got is us. So we not pressed. We dang sure ain't giving you 4 million. So you can go ahead and cancel Christmas on that. You
right.
messed that up for
Cancel
yourself.
Christmas
So now
and
we can
Thanksgiving.
so now we can
Yeah,
hardball with you. You were getting 2.4. We can give you 1 million. We can give you 1.5 because you're not getting 2 million nowhere else because there are other schools not seeing you a problem.
yep.
So why deal with that headache? But then they got UCLA got Joey Aguilar from Appalachian State. He came onto the team through the transfer portal himself. So now they're trying to like see what Joey want to do before they fully commit to Nico. Because if
Mhm.
Joey stay, they might not even need Nico. So Nico now got himself into a predicament. He might have to end up going back to Tulane and saying, "Hey, bub, I'll come for the million, if that." Because ain't nobody else want to deal with that headache.
And the thing is, it's gonna humble him, but and he's so young. See, when that happened in the league, it's a humbling experience. That happened in college, that could break your spirit because you came in as a 5-star, like you thought you was gonna be him,
Like you
like
the second best
immediately.
quarterback in your class. Like you the second best overall player in your class. Like you been getting NIL money since high school.
So we're gonna have to see. This is going.
Yeah.
Hey y'all, this is spicing up. We gotta add them spices to the gumbo. This thing right here, spicing up, spicing up.
Yeah, man. Shoot, man, listen. Yo, it was a good one, man. We just had to talk about that real quick because it was just like it just came back full circle for a guy that was kind of just too greedy.
Yeah.
It happens. It happens. You too greedy, and things kind of fall apart. That's what happens. But all that being said, just make sure y'all comment, y'all like, y'all subscribe. If y'all see something that we didn't say involving like another player with NIL or anything else y'all just wanted to add, y'all just hit us up in the comments, and then we can address it in the next video, or we can make a separate video just for you. But with that being said, again, like, comment, and subscribe. Ricky, what you got for us before we go?
Hey man, that's it, man. We appreciate y'all tuning in. We appreciate y'all staying on the ride. A lot more is coming. The draft is coming up. WNBA draft already happened, so we got a lot more in store for y'all. So y'all just stay tuned.
All right, man. See y'all boys. It's limited, and we out.